Welcome to Top Dog coverage. I did something a little different here. Let's heyo.
Whoa.
Heyo. Nobody wants to see this mug that close. Let's back it up a little bit.
There we go.
All right. I mean, we could probably get away with, your face like that, but I don't know.
No, it's pushing it, man. It's pushing it.
I'm aging pretty I'm all right. Not too bad. Got some stuff going on, but whatever. But C-Dub, how you doing, brother?
Good. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's been really rainy and kind of gloomy over here down here in Texas, but aside of that, we're good. Ready to get into this thing.
We hit the 45-degree mark up here in New York, and not too bad. Still kind of gloomy, still kind of gloomy up here. You know how that Northeast can act a little bit, but it was like 80-something degrees over where you were at the other day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's 77 now.
Yeah.
So it's just real muggy out there with all this rain that we've gotten. So.
Yeah. Well, in case you guys are wondering, today is a perfect day, an excellent day for a mock draft. We're just about a month out, ready for this goodness to happen. But I want to bring somebody else on. I want to bring a very intelligent man, if I do say so myself. Has a lot of data, a lot of numbers. Smart between the ears, if I also may say myself. Kenneth Pruitt. Kenneth, what's up, buddy? You are on mute, sir, by the way. There you go.
Good to be with you guys. Let's talk some ball.
Yeah, man. How you feeling, buddy?
Good. Now we're 30 days from out there in historical ball field, but to be a very interesting, especially top of the draft. I think that's going to set the tone for those 32 picks we're on opening night, and then day 2, day 3, really when you start to build the bones of the roster. So I think it's going to be a very good draft for a lot of teams going forward.
Do you, by any chance, Kenneth, do you have another set of earplugs or something like that? Because it's coming out muffled.
Give me just, let me see if I can get switched over.
You're good, man. Take your time.
Yeah,
me and C-Dub here always have something else to talk about. We always and by the way, Kenneth is in case you guys are not reading right now and you're listening to Spotify, which you can find us on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Ghana, anywhere that you guys can find one of the coolest podcasts. We're going to be right there with you. Kenneth is the founder of Crunch Time Sports Advantage Network, and let me tell you, he knows his stuff. He knows his business, and if you ever wanted to talk ball and understand more in depth on how things happen, that is the man right there that you want to talk to. And I couldn't believe what I saw for the first time. I don't know about you.
Brian, would you say it's safe to say that he's a data wizard? I mean, some of those numbers and some of just the little small glimpse that we saw in there was absolutely it blew my mind.
I didn't know what some of the numbers meant, to be honest. Like I had to ask him what they meant.
Yeah,
but he breaks it down great. Like he's a genius. So while he's this is what happens with Joe's. He'll have technical.
All right, let's see if we're coming through a little bit better.
Oh,
yeah, there.
My man's got the video game headset. I like it, Kenneth.
Hey, we have to break it out for big time shows.
There you go, man.
We go.
So, dude, can you introduce yourself to the show, man? Kind of what you do and everything. I did while you were gone, but it's not the same without your pretty face on here. So,
well, hey, thank you guys for the great intro. So I'm the founder of Crunch Time Sports Advantage Network. We are a true data analytics company. When you're talking about diving deeper into all of the numbers, whether it's the NFL or college football, we're trying to find truly that advantage that each coach is looking for on Sunday. So whether it's a matchup, whether it's something that we're seeing in the data that will kind of give us that advantage. If you're a handicapper, we give you that advantage over the books. But if you just want a deeper dive into analytics, the way that we do it, we're really trying to focus in on the everyday person that wants to follow the game, but doesn't have the 40 or 50 hours like our team does here to really dive into those matchups because, as you know, it really comes down to just a few plays on Sunday that can cause you that win or loss. And we're starting to see more of that as we go on into the NFL seasons here going forward.
100%, man. And today we are going to run through a little mock draft action since we're getting closer and closer. And we're gonna do two here, and I want to be careful about what I do because the last time I don't know if I had this computer, but last time I did, I tried to do a 5-rounder, and I had more than enough people on, and it was like, nope, we're not doing this. So I'll try a 3-rounder, and if that works, I'll push it to the 4. And I think that's more than fair. We still got 30 days before everything happens, and things can change. It just is. In the past couple days, you know what I mean? Things have changed. Russell Wilson is now a New York Giant, and that could change the draft board. That could also keep the draft board the same. Nobody knows. That's the beauty of this season that we're in right now. So
yeah, and Brian, before we get into it, Kenneth, when was the last time you saw a draft that had this much mystery around the top of the draft and so much unknown? Because usually we know the first few picks or whatnot, but it seems like there's a lot of just mystery around this draft class.
I think now that we're 30 days out, and this is typically where your draft boards are set pretty much 30 days out, I think the top of this draft is pretty much locked in right now.
Okay. All right. So how about this? We're gonna do I have a surprise for you, Kenneth. Have a little surprise. We're gonna do a little something. We're gonna do a little something here. All right. We're gonna make it a little fun. And I'm going to share a screen with you, gentlemen.
Ooh.
All right, the wheel.
Yeah, we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to see where it lands.
Let's go.
Yeah, I found a good wheel this time, dude. I found a really good wheel this time.
It's color-coded and everything. That's nice.
I mean,
check this out. I can do it all.
Graphics there.
Boom, boom. We can do it any way we want. Wow. But I will go logo because it looks just that much cleaner. Okay.
Yeah.
So enough. We're gonna start with our guest first, of course, and we're gonna spin here, Kenneth, and we're gonna whoever it is, that's who you're gonna be drafting for in this mock draft. All right.
You got it.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh, little Commanders action.
Okay.
We like this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Done. All right. I like that little Commanders action. A team that came up from the swamp last year. Just nobody expected them to resurrect out of nowhere. And
0 to hero.
Yeah, 0 to hero very quickly. All right, CW, you ready?
As ready as I'm ever going to be.
All right, let's do it. I really like this wheel, by the way.
Yeah, that's nice. Ooh.
The LA Rams. There we go.
Nice.
All right. And for myself, let's do it.
Bum. Wow.
No way.
Go figure.
How about this?
Are you sure you're ready for that? Are you sure you're prepared?
I am not ready for this. Okay. How about this though? I will take the Jets this time on, and then when you guys do the teams that you want to do, I'll spin the wheel and take somebody different.
All right. Fair enough.
Sounded good. All right. Cool. All right. So we will jump into this real quick. We will boom. We'll do another presentation here. And we are on the mock draft simulator. Let's do it. We'll push the 4 rounds. We'll push it right off the bat. We'll do a slow one. We got the Rams, we got Washington, and we got the Jets. All right. Enter slow draft. Let's do it. All right. You guys can see everything?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. So Cameron Ward, Will Campbell, Membu. All right, I'll stop right there. Just if you guys want to talk about anything that's running right now, what do you guys think so far with these top four? Cameron Ward to the Titans, Campbell to the Browns, Membu to the Giants, and Carter to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's the number 2 pick for the Cleveland Browns. Everybody in that organization's fired.
Yeah. I mean,
we can. You know what? Let's restart it then. Let's restart this. Okay.
That's how you get Andrew Berry fired.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see them taking tackle at number 2.
All right, let's do this again.
No Joe Thomas in this draft. No Joe Thomas in this draft.
Oh God! All right. Cameron Ward, Mason Graham. Okay, I gotta stop here anyway. So I'm gonna hide this for now. What do you guys think about the first 6 right there?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, it is a nice way to put it. I mean, it would look cool if you had Graham next to Myles Garrett, but I don't see it happening. But
yeah, I mean, I'm a big Graham fan, but at number 2, especially with Cleveland's quarterback room, I mean, I'm not. It's tough.
I can restart it again. We could do that again.
No, let's roll with what we got.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
crazy things happen on draft night, so we've seen that. So
yeah, it's facts.
It does. All right, so I got a trade offer from Dallas.
Ooh.
Cleveland. I don't want to go that far back. I think they need somebody.
Ooh, that Cleveland trade is interesting.
It is. It's very far back though. I could still get a tackle and a solid tight end.
Oh, you can get a lot with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gives you a lot of ammo for next year too.
There is.
The actual good quarterback
you probably would be looking at taking a quarterback early next year, and with having 2 first-round picks, you can absolutely move up to the first overall pick with that.
Yeah, 2 first, 2 seconds.
This is why we have Kenneth on, because he's able to even sway me in a mock draft. Okay. I will see your 33, 67, and 1 and 2 and accept it. I will let them come up and grab who they want to. And there it is. They got Shedeur Sanders. And I will stop it right there real quick. So Shedeur Sanders to the Browns, Will Campbell to the Panthers, T Mac
to
the Saints, Ashton Genty to Chicago. Now they bolstered up that offensive line, no?
Yeah, they
did a really good job of. Mm-hmm.
And San Francisco with edge. They did lose a lot of people over in San Fran too. So, all right, we will let it run down here. And I'll stop it right there. And we got Mikael Williams to the Cowboys, 12. Kelvin Banks, which I think Miami really needed this, having offensive help.
That should be their pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tyler Warren, this seems to be something special if or continues to happen. Is Tyler Warren going to the Indianapolis Colts? If he makes it down that far, I don't know if the Jets are really going to bite on him. I have no idea, but they could. And then Tyler Booker, offensive lineman to the Falcons in 15. What are your thoughts, guys?
I would say Indianapolis is taking a tight end, whether it's Warren. If not, they're going to take Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan. So I fully would not be surprised if that's their pick at the tight end. Dirty, right there with you. Miami needs to address that offensive line, and Kevin Banks would absolutely be an upgrade over Armstead, who you can't count on him to play more than six or 7 games. So putting a young Banks in there, I would absolutely like that.
Yeah, I'm on board with it too. I think it's great. And you got Atlanta taking another lineman to help protect Michael Penix coming into his 2nd year. So
yeah,
and you're taking a guard, which for Michael Penix, he's going to be that midline quarterback. So he's going to be seven steps, and he's getting that ball out, kind of like what New Orleans did with Drew Brees. You get those big big guards to really kind of make sure that that quarterback's got a clean pocket to throw from.
I like this.
Like it.
Like there is a lot. There's a lot going to happen in this first round this year, and I like it. It's exciting because there's a lot of good names that can fill a lot of great needs and or just best position available.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna resume here. We'll go. We'll stop there. We got Matthew Golden to the Arizona Cardinals. Malachi Starks to, of course, the Buccaneers. Why wouldn't they pick a defensive guy? And James Pierce Jr., the edge of Tennessee, to the Seahawks, along with Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon, to the Steelers.
Actually, starting to see that mock quite a bit. Derek Harmon to Pittsburgh. You're gonna have to replace Cam Hayward at some point. That's not a bad option.
Okay. All right. So let's push through here. All right. I'll stop right there. And we got Luther Burden III from Missouri, wide receiver to the Broncos, Colston Loveland from Michigan to the Bengals, and Jihad Campbell.
My first pick off the board.
Who was that?
Jihad Campbell, linebacker / edge out of Alabama. You want to talk about pairing him up with a Bobby Wagner to kind of take over that role when Bobby retires? Yeah, that was a name that I had circled there. So scramble drill.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nick Scorton, the edge from Texas A&M, going to Green Bay, and Jahdae Barron. That's Christian's boy right there.
Yeah.
Versatile DB.
And the Vikings, man. The Vikings loaded up on defense, man.
Yeah.
Along with the Patriots. Patriots loaded up on as well. All right, so we'll go. All right. So what are you thinking about trades there, C-Dub?
Okay, New England. Who's the other offer? Seattle. It's not too bad, but I think I'm gonna stick and pick.
Okay. Hide those for now.
Yeah, I think with Rams, I mean, I think they had a young defense. They had a couple good players, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk last year. So I think I want to continue to add to that defense and take Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia.
There we go.
Put him in the middle.
There you go. 6'1", 243.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too shabby. And we will put him right on there, right on that draft board to the Rams.
Boom.
And there it is. So what we'll do is right before that. So and we got Washington. Washington kicks in here. So 20. You want to take a look at any of these trades here, Kenneth?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look because I got a feeling the guy that I want is still going to be there. So I could actually look at moving.
Okay. I want to shift over.
All right. Cincinnati. Okay, so out of conference, that always helps. Okay, so I'm going down 20 spots and I'm picking up pick 46 from Atlanta. Oh, no, that's in conference. Okay.
Yeah.
Pick 46. And we get their second rounder next year. Yeah, we're going to pass on that Atlanta offer. Not enough for this year. Cincinnati's only giving me something for next year. We got a quarterback on a rookie deal, so I don't need to load up on picks yet. So we're gonna turn them down here, and we're gonna look at some draft picks. All right. So our need, we need an edge rusher. We need to replace Jonathan Allen, who we let go at the defensive tackle spot. Now we still got Deron Payne. We still got the big kid out of Illinois that we took last year. So defensive tackle, not a primary need. Okay. I like my running back room, but I could add another running back in the second round. I see a good pick here, and we're gonna go and tap Columbus, Ohio. The last time we tapped in there, we picked up a pretty good wide receiver in Terry McCullen.
Yeah.
Emeka Buka, welcome to the nation's capital. We're going to put you there, and now we're going to roll with a very young, talented wide receiving core there that gives us some versatility.
That is a wild offense.
Love it.
That is a wild offense. Well played, sir. Well played. And I'll pause it to the end of the round here. So just to rehash, so Gray Zabel, who I really like.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that guy's an animal.
But every time I say it, I say the wrong name, and I keep saying Oregon because I just keep seeing green, and
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe St. Patty's Day just came by. Hey. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey,
So then we got Gray Zabel to the Texans. Of course, C-Dub picked Jalen Walker. Nick Imanwori. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. The safety from South Carolina to the Ravens, Siobhan Ravel.
Coming off of that knee injury. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
He's first-round talent. He's first-round talent.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, he can come back by training camp. I mean, it's good value for the Lions.
And he had that ACL surgery early enough in the season, so it wouldn't be a stretch to get him back. And if you're Detroit, you don't need him back really into the midway part of the season because you expect to be in playoff contention. So if you can get him back, let's say around Halloween, and get him ramped up and ready to go, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah.
So we'll do and then we had our genius over here, Kenneth, picking Emeka Egbuka. Who that is going to be a wild offense if that happens. And then Mike Green, the edge from Marshall, going to the Bills, like they need that. And then I had a feeling that Kansas City was going to go offensive line. I still believe that they're going to continue to do that. So, all right, we'll do.
And what a shocker! What I said, the Philadelphia Eagles taking a defensive. What a shock!
Another edge player.
Yeah, man. They are set up for like the next. They're set up for a while here. All the picks that they have, everything, it's getting ridiculous now.
Biggest surprise for me in this mock is Omarion Hampton still on the board. That kid is not getting out of the top 15 picks. The running back from he is not getting out of the first 15 picks. Too good of a back.
Yeah, he's really good. He's got the size they're looking for too, and he's fast. He ran what, a 4.43 at the combine.
And he plays fast. I got a chance to watch him a couple of times at North Carolina. He plays at that speed.
Wow. All right, so we'll go into round 2. I guess we took the first one. Definitely not giving the Bills anything to work with. That's not happening. At this point, though, do have to look at some things and see what's going to be available. And the next pick that I would have is 42 as well. So they do need some offensive tackle help. And I don't want to reach, but when you see your guy, I know they need a tight end, but there's more tight ends, I believe, than there are tackles here. So I am going to I'm actually going to go with I can never say his name, Ariante Ursary. And
big road grader.
Let's come again.
That is a big road grader.
Yeah. And I believe they have a lot of options here. Like they can kick people out to, if they pick the guard, they can kick AVT out. But it seems like he always gets hurt at right tackle. And I think that everybody coming in now, just like Alt did going over to the Chargers, he was, left tackle. Well, he got pushed over to right tackle. This is the NFL. So I think that might solidify the line before they get their guy for the next however many years. So we'll go with Ursary.
That's a really good pick.
Yeah.
And then we'll go Donovan Jackson, the Ohio State guard to New York Giants.
Who could play some tackle. We saw him.
Versatile.
In the playoffs, right?
Well, yeah, the last half of the season when guy went out with the injury against Oregon. He bumped over the left tackle and absolutely locked it down against some much better competition. So that's a good value pick there if he's there.
There we go.
And the Raiders get Hampton. If that happens in the draft, it's going to be a good night for me.
That's right. You're a Raiders guy.
Would love to see the Raiders kind of make up for the mistake of letting Josh Jacobs go. This is a good replacement there. And Chip Kelly wants to have that power run game. This guy can carry that.
I think this year that division is going to be a little different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll do. We'll start with pick 38 here with the Patriots, and we will stop. I got to come back up anyway, but I'll hide it. But I'll go through here first. So Trey Harris, wide receiver from Ole Miss, going to the Patriots. Jonah Ciavane. Pretty sure I'm butchering that, but the offensive tackle from Arizona to Chicago. Benjamin Morrison, the cornerback from Notre Dame, going to the Saints, and Kyle Kennard, the edge from South Carolina, heading back to, as well, Chicago Bears. So we will take a look at what trade offers the Jets have here.
All right.
And we got 70, second and a third next year. I could still go back 67, 63, 66.
Ooh.
I'm going to look at the board before I make any decisions with that.
Yeah.
There are still, this is going to sound a little crazy, but there are still there's some solid tight ends that can be picked later on.
Right.
And this might sound a little crazy, but I don't think that the Jets are going to pass up their chance to grab Kenneth Grant here. I think they might put a defensive tackle right next to Quinnen Williams and have iron sharpen iron with an offensive tackle and a defensive tackle here. And I'm going to pick Kenneth Grant there.
That's your one technique. Quinn is your 3 tech. This is your 1 technique.
Yeah.
And then we'll go 43. Azarea. Thomas, the cornerback for Florida State.
Corner. Yeah, really good corner.
Judkins goes to the Cowboys at 44. Jalen Milroe, the quarterback for Alabama, goes to the Colts at 45. Let's keep on going here. Carson Schlesinger. Here we go. Schlesinger.
Yep.
Linebacker from UCLA. Atlanta Falcons, 46. Landon Jackson, edge from Arkansas, goes 47 to the Cardinals. And the Dolphins pick up Deion Walker, defensive tackle from Kentucky, at 48. And Trey Amos, great defensive back.
There's my corner.
That's your guy?
That was my corner.
All right. He goes 49 to the Bengals. So let's continue going here. And we will stop it right there. Well, Cameron Williams, the offensive tackle from Texas, goes 50. JT Tuimalau to the Denver Broncos at 51, the edge from Ohio State. And Walter Nolan, Ole Miss defensive tackle, 52 at the Bills. And the Bills apparently are revamping that defense. And then here we go again, the Buccaneers defensive tackle, Texas, Alfred Collins at 53.
That's your Vita Vea back. That's your Vita Vea backup right there.
Vea was such a monster, man. Such a monster. All right, so we'll go here. All right, and we got Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle from Iowa State, to the Bengals. Jalen Noel.
That's the sleeper of the draft right there for the Chargers at 55. Jalen Noel, an absolute freak show at the wide receiver spot.
There you go. 5'10", 194, just over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Explosive release and a stride make him tough to defend, while his improving route running adds to his game. He could push for a day 2 pick.
That's another speedster too, right? He was in the 4.3s, I think.
Yeah. He's a speed merchant, and when you think about having a big arm like Justin Herbert, you want somebody who can get in and out of those breaks. And if Herbert hits him on stride, that guy can absolutely run for days in your secondary.
That's what you want too. Then you got Josh Connolly Jr., the offensive tackle from Oregon, going to the Patriots, which they need. They need something for that offensive line at 56. And Maxwell Harrison, the cornerback from Kentucky, going at 57 to the Carolina Panthers.
Corner number 2 off the board.
There we go. So we'll go Jackson Dart. I'll just hide this real quick and I'll bring it right back to you. Jackson Dart to the Steelers at 58. Tate Ratledge, the offensive guard from Georgia, going to the Baltimore Ravens, and Princely Umamilan. Did I say that right? Uman?
Yeah.
I think you're close.
I'm getting there, man. Maybe by the time of the draft.
I don't know. I'm not the pronunciation police, so
I do have to take that broadcasting class. Maybe it'll help. The edge from Ole Miss going to the Lions at 60, and now we have Kenneth on for 61 at the Washington Commanders. Let's see the trade offers real quick for you.
Yeah.
And that's all I got for you, bud.
That's it.
Yeah. I see it. Cleveland picked 94, so we're looking at 2/3 and a 5th next year. Now, we're starting to see too many of the guys I want coming off the board here. So, Cleveland, you're going to get the reject button here. All right. So, would like to have an edge here. Think I can still pick up an edge later. Defensive tackles, we still see a few on the board here.
You want me to go to defense?
We're definitely going defensive side of the ball here. We got a defensive head coach, so we got Jaden Daniels, his newest toy to play with. All right, so we're looking at, do we want to go tackle or do we want to go edge or do we want to go safety here? Our safety is going to be there in round 3. We got three guys I'm looking at. So one of those guys will be there in the 3rd round. A player that I really like a lot, and he is going to move up some boards here. We're going to head down to Rocky Top, and we're going to tap in Omar Norman Lott. An absolute beast in the middle. I got a chance to see this guy a couple of times, and is a one-gap penetrator, and you're talking about putting him next to Deron Payne. He's gonna make some offensive linemen really nervous there. So let's go ahead and replace Jonathan Allen with this big youngster out of Tennessee, Omar Norman Lott.
It's wild that it says his lighter frame can make him susceptible to being overpowered in the run defense, particularly against double teams. When you have to say double teams, that's usually a problem.
And guess who's going to get double team on the interior? It's going to be Deron Payne getting the double team. So this guy's going to be freed up one-on-one.
Not everything bad is always bad. Sometimes you can see the good and the bad. So if you're gonna hit a negative comment like that, obviously it means something good. So
now the other guy that I thought about taking was Shamar Turner, but I just see the upside with Norman Lott just being able to plug and play and go.
Okay, let's do it. Let's draft him, put him in there, and then we will stop at the end of this. So we'll go.
And what a surprise. The Philadelphia Eagles take an offensive tackle.
Kavion Henderson goes to Bills.
Howie Roseman.
Howie Roseman, yeah. Let's work on the trenches, they say. And this is the perfect draft to do it. This is the perfect draft to work on the trenches. Absolutely. Next year are your toys that you can play with, and this year are the trenches. And just like last year, I forget, what was it? Last year was a bunch of little trinkets and stuff, and the year before that, I believe, was a bunch of.
They got their corners last year. Both starters. Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo, and then of course Cooper out of Iowa. So they're going back to the trenches here.
Yeah, man, they're just resetting for the next 5 to 7 years again. That's what they're trying to do. So, all right, we'll go into round 3 with the New York Giants at 65. and we'll stop. They go. I'll hide this real quick. Caleb Johnson, a running back from Iowa, going to the New York Giants, and then Kansas City Chiefs pick up Kevin Winston Jr., the safety from Penn State.
That was one of the safeties I was looking at. So,
all right, so we'll jump into trade offer, see what's there. 97. What am I at? I don't want to jump that far back. And 94. I think I'm gonna stay here.
All right.
And let's get out of here, and I'm going to go to some good names on here.
A lot of good ones.
Yeah.
And I believe at this point, if you haven't gone, I believe that they're going to go quarterback next year. That's my belief.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a few people I have in mind here. I have a thought process on the safety, Xavier Watts, because they are running low on safeties over there. But I believe you can get them a little bit later on too as well. But that's a great stand right there. But I am actually going to go Jaden Higgins.
That's the guy.
I think wide receiver matching up as your number 2 should be good. Nobody knows what Malachi Corley is just of yet, but I think he will be utilized in some sort of way. But this is the guy that you want next to your A. So we're going to go Jaden Higgins.
Really good.
And we're going to stop there. That we got Isaiah Bond, wide receiver from Texas, going to the Raiders at 68. 69, the Seahawks are picking up Jack Beck, for a wide receiver from TCU. Emory Jones, the offensive tackle from LSU, going to the Jaguars at 70. And Mason Taylor, the tight end from LSU, going to the New Orleans Saints. Who dat?
Love that.
Yeah, like all of those.
Go Xavier Watts, goes right before. Oof, that's a tough pick. 86 and a third. You know what? I'm going to take a look at that for a second. If Xavier Watts was to fall, I was going to pick him again.
That was my other safety. So,
all right. So I'm back on 73 here. I'm going to take a look at some stuff. You know, I am a little nervous with what they're going to do with Quincy Williams here. And because he is 29 years old, he is an animal, but I don't. They are aiming towards a lot of a younger team right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I'm going to possibly reach a little bit, and I'm going to pick up Barrett Carter from Clemson.
No, I like it. That was the name I was thinking. So yeah.
So that he could be perfectly put together right next to Sherwood moving forward. So
yeah, that's mute to the linebacker room.
And we'll do this, and we'll do all right. Andrew Makuba, safety from Texas, going at 74 to the Panthers. 75, San Francisco, Xavier Restrepo. I always say that wrong.
Yeah.
Wide receiver from Miami. 76, the Cowboys are picking wide receiver from Stanford, Alec Ayomanor. And 77 is Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker out of Ole Miss. Let's go to 78 with the Cardinals. And they are picking up Dylan Fairchild, the offensive guard from Georgia. 79 is Jalen Royals, the wide receiver from Utah State. And 80 is the Colts with the cornerback from Iowa State, Darian Porter. We are going to go into no man's land here with Denzel Burke, cornerback from Ohio State, going to the Green Bay Packers at 81 and 82. The Seahawks are picking T.J. Sanders, a defensive tackle from South Carolina. 83, the Bengals picking up a safety from Ohio State, Lathan Ransom, while Green Bay is back on the board yet again, picking up a center after they just let theirs go. Out of Georgia, Jared Wilson.
Yeah.
And we will go a little bit more farther here. 85, Denver Broncos are on, and they pick up a defensive tackle from Texas A&M, Shamar Turner. And 86, the Chargers are picking up Elijah Arroyo, the tight end from Miami. Again, the Green Bay Packers loving round 3. They are the king of round 3. Tez Johnson, the wide receiver from Oregon. And 88, Kyron Lacey from LSU is going to the Jaguars to fill yet another spot for the wide receiver position. And then the Texans are picking up DJ Giddens, the running back.
Like him a lot.
From Kansas State. And LA Rams are on. C-Dub, what are you looking at, sir?
All right. I don't think I'm going to take the pick or the trade offer. I just don't want to fall back that far. Not to pick third, but I'll have to stick and pick.
Right.
Kind of leaning towards maybe a tight end here. With Tyler Higbee kind of getting a little bit older and coming off that major injury, definitely want to have another weapon for Stafford. But also Stafford's getting older, so I might be leaning Quinn Ewers here. Not a huge fan of Quinn, but I think you could get him in that room. I think they could develop him, and I think obviously quarterback's a more valuable position, so I'm going with Quinn Ewers.
Okay.
Up behind Matthew Stafford.
Really good pick there.
There you go. Right. Good pick on the Quinn Ewers. By the way, Kenneth, you won't know this yet. I wish Nick couldn't make it today. He got stuck in traffic on his way home from work. He looks like Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Our boy, a scout for Top Dog coverage, looks like Quinn Ewers. Like
so he'd been all over that pick.
Yeah, like I didn't know it until I sat down when we were at the combine, and I looked back and I was like,
"What is Quinn Ewers doing sitting here?"
Yeah, I said,
You're supposed to be thrown on the field. What are we doing here?
Yeah, get down there. All right. So good pick with that. 91, the Ravens picked Josiah Stewart, the edge from Michigan. 92, the Seahawks are with Kobe Bryant, the Kansas City cornerback. I've done that earlier this week. Ashton Gillott, or is that Gillott? We'll go with Gillott.
Gelati? I don't know.
Gelati.
He's going down to Baton Rouge. I mean, he's going to New Orleans, so it's gonna get an accent put on it.
Oh yeah.
There you go. The edge from Louisville. So we'll go 94 to the Browns is Anthony Belton, the offensive tackle from North Carolina State. 95 would be Joshua Farmer, going to the Kansas City Chiefs, the defensive tackle from Florida State. And then Terrence Ferguson, the tight end from Oregon, going to the Eagles. That could tell you something about somebody possibly leaving there. 97, the Vikings, looking at edge from Oregon, Jordan Birch. With 98 and 99, Miami Dolphins picking up, there it is, Cameron Skattebo. I can never say his name. Skattebo. Picking up that Arizona State running back, hard hitter.
A lot.
And New York Giants are picking up Torrey Horton, 99, wide receiver from Colorado State. And San Francisco at 100 is going Ajani Cornelius. Or Ajani, I should say. And look at this. You're on the board, and San Francisco wants to pick right after them. They just picked. They want back in. What do you see?
12 spots to move up quite a bit. All right, what's the other offer?
107.
Ooh. You know what? Yeah, I'll fall back. Let's do I'll do, just for curiosity's sake, let's do San Francisco.
San Francisco?
Curious to see who they want to come up and get. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. Hold on. I will grab that. Full results.
Round 3.
Yep, round 3. I will find out. They wanted Jamari Caldwell, the defensive tackle from Oregon.
Awesome. Cool.
All right, but we will go my draft. All right, we will start. New York Jets picked up Ursary, offensive tackle at 33. Kenneth Grant at 42, defensive tackle from Michigan. Jaden Higgins, a wide receiver from Iowa State at 67. Barrett Carter, the linebacker from Clemson at 73, and a first and a second for 2026.
That's beautiful right there.
That's some firepower to go get your quarterback next.
I'm gonna put my resume into Muji. See what he says.
Screenshot that right there. That's nice.
There you go. And let's see what we got with 26, the Rams. You got Jalen Walker, the linebacker from Georgia. And 90, Quinn Ewers setting up for the future.
Yes,
Not
sir.
too bad. I like that. All right. And Kenneth, you want Emeka Egbuka at 29. He's gonna have a lot of fun with that guy. And you got a run stopper, and you loaded up that defensive line, my friend, with Omar Norman Lott, defensive tackle from Tennessee.
Like it.
Right. So let's do this. We will restart, and I will use the spin the wheel real quick.
Spin it.
Oh, you know what? This is going to be a colorful one. So we will do stop the screen, present this one.
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
It's going to be hilarious when you land on the Jets again.
It will be. I don't think I can mimic what I just did.
You can't escape fate.
What is this?
It's an ad.
All right. See, it is a little bit more colorful. I like the other one, though. I'll find that one and keep that one. So we'll do this. I'll spin mine, see what we got. And we are the Bills. Bills, Buccaneers. Bills, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but okay, fine. All right. Right. And we will go right back in. So we'll go share the screen. Bop. Bop. And we're back on, sirs. So 3 round, you want to push for 4? See what we got?
Let's go for it.
Sure.
All right.
Might as well.
All right, so let's go Bills, which I'm not happy with. I think you guys know this. And we're going to go New Orleans Saints for C-Dub because he's Nolans guy.
We'll take it.
And who do you want, Kenneth?
You know what? Throw me a team. Doesn't matter.
Throw you a team?
Yeah.
You want? Well, I mean,
if we're all just going to be throwing a team, just throw the wheel up.
Yeah, so we're gonna throw the wheel up again, baby. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this then.
Let's do it.
Wheel of Destiny. Right. Let's do it.
Yeah, we love it, man.
The Wheel of Destiny. I like it. Spin the wheel. All right, let's do that. You know what? Let's bring back what I had before. Okay?
OG wheel?
Yeah, no, not the OG wheel. We're gonna bring back the America wheel.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right,
patriotism there.
So I still got the Bills. We'll go, Kenneth. We'll spin for you right here. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. No way.
No, let's.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go with the Bucks. Okay.
Tampa Bay.
All right. C-Dub, let's do it.
Spin it.
Ooh, the Ravens.
Ravens action. All right.
That's Nick. That's Nick.
Yeah. Shout out Nick.
Shout out to Nick.
This one's for
All right.
you, boo.
All right, let's do it. Let's jump right back on a number 4 rounder, and we'll share it. We'll do. Oh, not gonna do that. We'll go Ravens and
Bucks.
Bucks. Where are we at? There we go, down there. All right, enter. Okay, let's start it. There we go again. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go through the 10 real quick. All right,
so now that has a real possibility of happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
I've been seeing this mock draft with so I'll run it through so the people that are hearing and not watching on YouTube. Cameron Ward, number 1 to the Titans. Abdul Carter to the Browns, number 2. Number 3, Travis Hunter to the New York Giants. And the Patriots are picking up Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU, to 4. 5 is T. Mack from Arizona to the Jaguars. Will Johnson, a cornerback from Michigan, going to the Raiders at 6. The Jets are picking up Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. Armand Membu is going to the Carolina Panthers at 8, offensive tackle from Missouri. Shedeur Sanders, which is a big question mark to some people, and some not to others. That's okay. Is going to the New Orleans Saints, and Ashton Genty going to Chicago. And that is our top 10 right now. And let's push it to 11 with San Francisco. And they make a trade with the Green Bay Packers, with Shamar Stewart going to the Green Bay Packers at 11. 12, the Cowboys picking up Mikael Williams, the edge from Georgia. Tyler Warren going to the Miami Dolphins at 13. That's a shocker, but they're jumping the Colts right there.
Yeah.
14, Kelvin Banks Jr. going to the Colts at 14. 15, Jalen Walker to the Atlanta Falcons. 16 is the Arizona Cardinals with James Pierce Jr., the edge from Tennessee. 17 is Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. With 18, the Seahawks are looking at Matthew Golden, while the Bucks are on the board, Kenneth, and
we're not looking at any trade offers.
No trades. He sees what he wants, I believe.
Unless you're giving me 2 number ones, we're looking at no trade offers.
All right. Who do you see, Kenneth?
Well, let's see. We have an aging future Bucks Hall of Fame player there. We got rid of Devin White because what he could not do is he could not play in space. I'm tapping a guy that I just saw play in space quite a bit. We're going down to Alabama. I'm not worried about the shoulder surgery. Jahad Campbell, versatile player. We're going to put him in that scheme with a coach that knows how to coach up defense there in Todd Bowles. Jahad Campbell, University of Alabama, off the board.
There you go. I like it. And he does like to blitz over 80% of the time as well. All right.
Great pick there.
There we go. I like that pick. So we'll go 20. We got the defensive tackle from Oregon, Derek Harmon, going to the Denver Broncos. The Steelers are picking up Colston Loveland. Again, that right there is another tight end, like just picking people before the teams that need a tight end. I mean, but the Chargers, they're snipering people, yes. And the Chargers did pick up Conklin, but that's only going to last for so long. You need somebody for the future. So the Chargers go Tyler Booker, offensive guard from Alabama. And we have Jahdae Barron. Sorry, Christian.
Yeah, that's all right.
My mistake.
Get it corrected, dude.
I don't want to mess with your boo. My bad. Cornerback from Texas going to the San Fran, which that they need to revamp that that defense. Siobhan Ravel, cornerback from East Carolina, going 24 to the Vikings. Texans at 25 are taking Josh Simmons, the Ohio State tackle. The Rams trade with the Bengals at 26. Nick Scorton getting picked up by the Bengals at the edge from Texas and A&M. And now we have the Ravens on the board.
Can't do that.
Look at the Browns try to sneak their way back in.
Oh yeah.
No
interdivision trade, huh?
Yeah, not today.
You got 40 and 71, and then you also got 35 and next year's second.
Ooh. You know what? I think I'm gonna move back with Tennessee. I like that. Pick up that extra second. We'll take that. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Ooh, they went. Let's see what they did.
Emeka.
Yep, they picked up Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver for Ohio State. Luther Burden going to Denver at 28, and then which they swapped out too. Nick Emanwari, the South Carolina safety, goes to Washington, and now I am on the board. The Bills, not going to go that far back. 58. Ooh. 51? That's not too bad. I'm gonna look at the board though for a second. And that is
stuff on that board right now.
Huh?
A lot of good stuff on that board.
Yeah, there really is.
Got some dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly do. Three technique. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Tyleik Williams here, defensive tackle from Ohio State. I'm going to take him off. I think they're going to bolster up that defense. Yeah, we're gonna go that direction.
Nice.
All
Nice
right.
pick. Nice pick.
There we go.
And we got Gray Zabel going 31 to the Kansas City Chiefs, and then Kenneth Grant, the Jaguars, sneaking back into the first with the Eagles to take
Getting
Kenneth
ahead of the
Grant.
Browns with that one. Yeah.
There we go. And we'll go round 2 right now, 33 with the Browns. Trading with Kansas City, Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle from Ole Miss, going to Kansas City to sneak at the top of the round 2. And then the Giants are getting Donovan Jackson, the Ohio State guard. And that goes right back to C-Dub at Baltimore at pick 35.
Cool. I'm going to stick a pick. I'm not going to trade with Dallas.
Okay.
I don't want to help out the boys. It's all right.
All right.
And, I definitely think we need some edge. Kyle Van Noy's getting a little bit older. I think you have Robinson, who played all right last year. So I'm going to go with Mike Green, edge out of Marshall.
Yep.
There you go. And that's a great. It's always a great defense. I mean, the first half of last year, their secondary was not really looking good, but they got their rhythm the second half, and they found out how to make things happen. So, but
better rushing the passer.
I think it's a great pick right there too. Yeah,
that's a Baltimore pick.
Yeah. All right. So we will do Mike Green, 35 to the Ravens. Wyatt Mealum, the offensive guard from West Virginia, to the Eagles at 36. There we go again with the trench work. Xavier Watts, safety from Notre Dame, going to the Raiders. Landon Jackson, the edge from Arkansas, going to the Patriots. And we have, we'll stop here, Josh Connolly, the junior, offensive tackle to Oregon. For Chicago, they just keep building that O-line this offseason. Alec Ayamaner, wide receiver from Stanford, going to the Saints. Andrew Makuba, the safety from Texas, going to Chicago at 41. 42, what the Jets needed, a tight end, Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green. And we will go, let's get these out of the way here. We'll go 43, San Francisco, Donovan Iziaruka, edge from Boston College. 44 is Cowboys picking up Benjamin Morris, the cornerback from Notre Dame, and Cameron Williams going at 45 to the Seattle Seahawks, the offensive tackle from Texas. The Jets trade back up to 46, Ariante Essery, the offensive tackle from Minnesota. That's
there you go.
That's my made up guy. Remember?
Yep.
That was a couple weeks ago. I was trying to tell C-Dub. I was like, dude, I really like this guy. He was like, I think you're just making up names, dude.
Yeah, he was just throwing letters out there, and I was like, I've never heard of him.
So 47, the Arizona Cardinals are going to pick up a Marion Hampton, the running back from North Carolina. And then the Miami Dolphins at 48, Carson Schwarzenegger, linebacker from UCLA. I feel like I just nailed that name for the first time. 49, the LA Rams are going Azariah Thomas, cornerback Florida State. There we go with the Colts at 50, staying with Trey Harris, a wide receiver, Ole Miss. They need a little help over there, wide receiver.
Sniper.
Yeah, right beforehand.
That's right there where I wanted him.
Oh, man. Kyle Kenner, the edge from South Carolina at 51, going to the Lions. So the Seahawks are at 52, picking Tate Ratledge, the offensive guard from Georgia. And we will look at some trade offers for you here at 53 with the Bucks. Kenneth, what do you see?
All right, we're looking at 2 picks in the top 100 there. If we move down, looks like 12 spots. And then a big jump there in the 3rd round with pick 99. All right, New York, we got you on the phone. We'll see what's behind door 2. Atlanta's offering pick 73 and then some candy for next year. Now, I wouldn't mind having that future 2nd round pick next year, but we got a chance to win this division again, and we're not trading in division. So, Dirty Birds, no chance we're giving you a pick. All right, Jets, do we like that enough, or do we see a player on the board that we really should target? We need a corner. And Todd Bowles loves guys who can run and play man-to-man coverage. Saw this kid run before he got to the combine and then blew the doors off of it. So we're going to the SEC. Now it just goes down to, do we go with the guy that we saw on tape, or we're gonna tap the Ole Miss corner? We're going to go with Trey Amos.
There we go,
cornerback from Ole Miss.
Good pick.
Not bad at all. That's exactly what Todd Bowles would be very proud of you right now, Kenneth.
Hey, you gotta know your head coach. You gotta know your head coach. Todd wants to play bump and run and then send the blitz after you. Well, you better have a corner that can hold up in man-to-man coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Amos was trained really well to play that kind of coverage. So that's the pick right there.
All right, let's do it. Trey Amos at 53. And we're going to go Isaiah Bond going at 54. Isaiah Bond going at 54 to San Francisco, and Darian Porter, cornerback from Ohio State, at 55. 56, the Bills are on the board. Giants are still knocking, looking to go down. You know what? I believe that I'm going to see what else is there. 83 in a second. You know what? I don't think that's what they're trying to do right now. You know what I think they are trying to do, though, is I think they're trying to add another weapon. And that's what I think Buffalo wants right now. And I know it might be a little early, but when they see somebody that they like, they go after it. And I think they really like Caleb Johnson from Iowa. And they're going to team that together with another great running back that they already have in there with Cook. I'm going to go Caleb Johnson on this with 56. And we'll do done. Here we go. All right. Maxwell Harrison, the cornerback from Kentucky, going at 57 to Carolina. Jalen Royals, the wide receiver from Utah State, is going to the Texans at 58. And now we are at the Ravens at 59.
All right.
C-Dub. Another. They're trying to get you, man.
Yeah, it's not happening. Not today.
The Giants are still looking for somebody with the same old picks.
Jeez. Yeah, let's pick up another. Get 2 picks on the top 100. Let's do it.
I'm interested to see what the simulator is trying to get for the Giants here.
Jalen Milroe, maybe a quarterback. Jackson Dart.
I'm gonna say Jackson Dart.
I'm gonna say let's trade back.
Let's see. Let's see how this goes.
Who do we think? I think they're going Jackson Dart.
I'm going
I'm right there with you. No, I'm thinking it's Dart.
Okay, that'd be hilarious if they just went after like the defensive tackle. All right, let's see. Oh, offensive tackle.
Kid,
Embry Jones from LSU. All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a reach.
Yeah. So 60, the Lions are picking Jalen Noel. There's your wide receiver again, looking to go to from Iowa State to the Lions. Princely Umanmielen, the edge from Ole Miss, going to Washington, and right back on the board. You know what? Not for nothing here.
Move back 1 spot.
I'm gonna take a 4th round for next year to move back 1 spot. I'm okay with that. I think that's easy money for next year. Yeah. They wanted their quarterback. I don't think they were picking their quarterback. So, Chargers wanting to come up right now.
Ooh.
Look at that. 86, 125 and a third. 73 and a third. I like it, but I also think that I like this probably more than anything.
But
yeah,
you get a little bit more with that one.
Yeah. But you know what? I think they're gonna go after a tackle here.
Oh, there's a guy that I just love in Buffalo right now.
Deion Walker. No, I already went defense. Sorry. I'm gonna go offense. I'm gonna go Marcus Mbow, offensive tackle for Purdue, and gonna solidify that offensive line a little bit more, and keep the big man in the back standing up. So I'm gonna go Purdue draft. All right. So we'll do. Sorry, let's hide this. Deion Walker. 64 to the Cardinals, and going right into round 3, we have the Ravens.
All right. So I'm not going to take Pittsburgh.
I was going to say, there's no way you're taking that.
Absolutely not. Everyone's trying. All these division rivals trying to move up with me. I'm actually going to take Quinshon Judkins here. Derrick Henry, it's going to be 31 next year.
Yep.
Ton of carries.
Jamal Lewis.
Yeah,
that's the closest thing to Jamal Lewis in this draft right now.
There you go.
Runs with a bad attitude. Yeah, that's a Raven pick.
Oh, locking in go. Judkins.
Judkins, baby. Look at that. Xavier Restrepo going to the Browns. They got their quarterback. Within 5 picks, they got their quarterback and a slot receiver there. Mm-hmm. 67. Jackson Dart goes to the Steelers at 67. Holland Pierce, the Rutgers tackle, goes to the Raiders, while the Jaden Higgins of Iowa State goes to the Patriots at 69-70. You have the Jaguars picking Jonah Saviania. Actually, I think I said that the best way I could. Yeah. The offensive tackle from Arizona, 71, JT Tuamoalu. The edge from Ohio State to the Saints at 71, and then 72, Braden Swinson, the edge from LSU, going to Chicago, while the Atlanta Falcons are picking up a tight end from LSU, Mason Taylor at 73, and 74, the Panthers are grabbing Jared Wilson, offensive center from Georgia, and Darius Alexander, the defensive tackle from Toledo, at 75 is going to the San Francisco 49ers, while Dallas makes a trade with the Miami Dolphins at 76 to pick up the defensive tackle from Texas, Alfred Collins. 77, Travion Henderson, the running back from Ohio State, makes it to the Dallas Cowboys, while Jack Beck, the wide receiver from TCU, is going to the Eagles. Here we go with 79, and the Texans, they're picking up Kevin Winston Jr., the safety from Penn State, while 80, and the Colts are sitting there looking at Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker from Ole Miss, while Barrett Carter, 81, going to the Rams from
back-to-back juniors there.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
They're ready to roll. So the Seahawks picking up Dorian Strong, the cornerback from Virginia Tech, and Ajani Cornelius, the offensive tackle from Oregon, going to the Browns. Before I jump into this real quick, I do want to highlight this. I actually do like what the Browns have done with these last 3 picks. Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive tackle. I do like that. But let's go into the trade room, see what we got here, Kenneth.
Oh, I'm like C-Dub. No way. I'm even looking at the trade offer.
Boom. Gone.
Cincinnati. That's interesting. That's a little too far to drop back. I think there's somebody on the board we need to go ahead and address there. So, Cincinnati, you're going to get rejected.
Here we go.
All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the offense. Let's see what's available on the offense here.
All right. Boom.
Interesting. Okay, we don't need a running back. We're okay with Baker playing the way he's playing in that system right now, so no need to reach for a quarterback. Calvin Lacey, a little bit of a disappointment this year. We got our linebacker, we got our corner. We need to add something on the offense here. You know what? This may be a little bit early for him, but I got to replace speed with speed. And Godwin, we just got back, but Tess Johnson sitting there is just a little bit too enticing with that speed that he's got. So
There you
put
go.
him in the slot and let's run with it.
All right. So
There we
Tez
go.
Johnson going at 84 to the Buccaneers, while 85, Jonas Sanker, the safety from Virginia, goes to the Lions. The Chargers pick at 86, Tay Felton, the wide receiver from Maryland, while the San Francisco 49ers at 87 go Billy Bauman, the safety from Oklahoma. Oronde Gadsden, the second. I don't know why somebody would name him twice, but
Well,
he is
yeah,
named.
well, because his dad was a
No,
Rondo Gatson.
it's already hard to say. You just got to
I was
add
going to
two
say,
on it.
and that's how old I am. I remember actually watching his dad play it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
His dad go to Syracuse too, or?
No, I can't remember where his dad went. You know what? I'll have to look that up. He may have gone to Syracuse.
Okay. So we'll do Jaguars. Pick up the tight end from Syracuse. Terrence Ferguson, the tight end from Oregon, goes to the Texans. The LA Rams pick up Anthony Belton, the offensive tackle from North Carolina State, and the Ravens are up, and they have a trade offer. What are you thinking, C-Dub?
Let me see what's on the board first.
Let's do that.
Let's go back to defense if we can.
Let's do that.
All right. Because I'm leaning towards potentially a corner. Got some young guys back there. I know they just signed Housier. I think it was a 1-year deal. Also maybe safety, because I know they still have to get the extension done.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, this is tough. Let's go corner. Let's go. Who else is on the board besides Denzel Burke?
On corners?
Yeah. Let's see. Man, I haven't watched enough of these guys. Yeah, let's just pull the trigger on Denzel Burke.
Okay.
Add some youth to the secondary.
There you go. All right, let's put him in there. And there you go. Denzel Burke, 91 to the Ravens, 92. You got Omar Norman Lott going to the Seahawks, defensive tackle from Tennessee. DJ Giddens, the running back from Kansas City State, going to the Saints. Ollie Gordon, the second, the running back from Oklahoma State, going to the Browns, while they have another pick back-to-back at 95, picking Shamar Turner, the defensive tackle from Texas A&M. The Eagles picking up, again, another lineman, shocker, Joshua Farmer, defensive tackle from Florida State. 97, the Vikings are picking up Jared Ivey, the edge from Ole Miss, and the Patriots are picking up T.J. Sanders, the defensive tackle from South Carolina. Ravens are on the board. C-Dub, what do you see? What do you want to do?
Philly, it's not a bad offer. Fall back 8 spots. Next year's 4th. What's the other offer? Come back quite a bit. 3rd. No, I think I'm gonna stick and pick. Okay. We're gonna decline those offers. Let's go offense. And let's check out guards. And go Dylan Fairchild. Yeah, let's go Georgia, Dylan Fairchild.
There you go.
He has the best mullet in the class, so you know he's gonna be elite.
Here we go. So Dylan Fairchild going to 99 Ravens from Georgia. And we'll finish off the round 3 with pick 100 San Francisco with Jackson Slater, the offensive guard from Sacramento State. Josiah Stewart, edge from Michigan, going to the 101 pick with the LA Rams, and 102 the Lions picking up Zy Alexander, cornerback from LSU. Let's start off with round 4 with the Titans at 103, and they traded away to the Raiders. Raiders picking up a great running back in Cameron Scadaboo. Starting off round 4 hardcore. Bashal Tootin, running back from Virginia Tech, going to the Browns. I think that's their second running back that they picked up. Quinn
Yeah.
Ewers going to the New York Giants, 105. 106, we have Ashton Gelati, the edge from Louisville, at 107. Oluwafemi Aladejo. I think I said that somewhat
That's as
right.
close as you're going to get it.
Yeah, that's valiant.
And a lot closer than I would get it.
Yeah, that's great.
The edge from UCLA again. Here we go. They don't even need to draft any other positions. Okay, they're just gonna. I think
Howie's rigged this system.
Yes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So 108, Quincy Riley, the cornerback from Louisville, going to the Titans, and what do we have there?
It's your pick.
Yeah, it's my pick. I was like, why did it stop? Hello. Okay. Nobody wants to trade with me. All right, fine. Right here, actually, I am looking at something. They do not really have a great. I don't. Their tight end right now isn't what I believe that they thought he was going to be, and they need another wide receiver help at this time. And I think that we can go. You know what? I think they're going to go. Was it round 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what? I think they're going to keep their wide receivers the way they are, and they'll probably trade again at one point or another. I'm going to go Elijah Arroyo, the tight end from Miami, going over to the Bills. Though I think they'll use Dalton Kincaid for more of a blocking thing now, and see what this kid can do.
Nice.
All right, so we'll do Pat Ryan, the wide receiver from Illinois, going to the Jets at 110. Jordan Birch, the edge from Oregon, going to the Panthers at 111. 112, Lathan Ransom, the safety, going to the Saints from Ohio State. And 113, Jordan Hancock, the cornerback from Ohio State, going to San Francisco. 114, the Panthers, picking up a cornerback as well, Kobe Bryant from Kansas. 115, the Eagles finally step out of the trenches and grab a running back, R.J. Harvey, which, go ahead, talk about him, Kenneth. You've already talked about him before.
Burner.
Yeah.
You want to talk about home run hitter, and now you're doing a little bit of zone read with Jalen Hurts, and you sub out Barkley, and now you bring in this track guy. Yeah, that's going to be a matchup problem. You're basically going to look to take with A.J. Dillon, and if this was to pick Harvey, you're taking about 75 or 80 carries off of Barkley, who just went through a gauntlet of a season. So you're going to keep Saquon extremely fresh during the second part of the season with a home run hitter like R.J. Harvey.
There you go.
Love it.
All right. And 116, Kyron Lacey, the wide receiver from LSU, going to the Patriots, while the Colts at 117 trade with the Miami Dolphins to get Ozzie Trapillo, the offensive tackle from Boston College. 118, Jeffrey Bassa, the linebacker from Oregon, going to Atlanta. And the Bengals are picking up Torrey Horton, the wide receiver from Colorado State, at 119. So 120, the Titans get Tyler Shaw, the quarterback from Louisville. And the Bucks, you are on the board, my friend. Kenneth, what do you see?
Oh, good. We like it. No trade offers, and the player that I need to kind of round out this secondary. We already got a hitter in Antoine Whitfield Jr. We're going to pair him up with another talented safety out of the Big Ten, Jalen Reed. Saw him play a lot with Penn State, making that deep run into the college football playoffs. I know Abdul Carter and that defensive front got a lot of praise, but that secondary absolutely gave SMU fits in that first playoff game. I think they had 4 interceptions in the first half and just absolutely shut that game down. Jalen Reed, a nice pair safety with Antoine Winfield. Now you got your rock and roll safeties. Now you can basically disguise your coverages really well with 2 safeties that kind of mirror each other quite a bit.
I like it. I like it. Jalen Reed, safety from Penn State, going to the Bucks at 121. 122, we got the Broncos with Garrett Dillinger. Offensive guard from LSU, 123, Chase Ludd, a offensive tackle from UConn, 124. The Colts are picking Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas, and Tyler Barron, the edge from Miami, going to the Titans at 125, while 126 is Jacob Parrish, the cornerback from Kansas State, going to the Jaguars, and the LA Rams with their 127 is Ismail Munden Jr., the linebacker from Georgia. David Walker, the edge from Central Arkansas, is going 128 to Washington Commanders. Ravens are up at 129. C-Dub, what do you see?
All right. So with this, I think Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, kind of had some troubles in the playoffs. So I think surround him with more weapons. You bring in D-Hop. I think I'm going to go with another receiver. I'm going to go with a versatile guy, Savion Williams.
Ooh, interesting.
So I saw him play a lot at TCU. He can line up in the backfield.
Big
Big body receiver. He can line up everywhere. So
we're in the same neighborhood, C-Dub. We're in the same neighborhood. I was thinking wide receiver, but there was one on the board that I was looking at, and I was thinking, would you go with him? Dante Thornton out of Tennessee.
If he, by
really
the way,
didn't get to see him play the way that he could have in that system this year.
By the way, that's if he makes it to 132, I was thinking that's a need for the Bills to take. So if he falls there,
and he would cover up the mistake that Buffalo made in drafting Keon Coleman last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely, he would. All right, so
we'll do Savion Williams.
Savion Williams, let's do it. All right, so you got. All right, hold on, we're gonna hide this real quick. 130, the Lions with the offensive guard from Cincinnati, Luke Condra, and Dante Thornton, the wide receiver from Tennessee, goes to Green Bay at 131. So there goes that idea. But
you got sniped, dude.
Yeah, that happens. Now, you know what? This is the only time I'm happy I got sniped on the Bills. Okay? On the Bills, all right? But they don't have anything else. I don't think they're going to be waiting, but I think they're going to take you know what? This will be a reach because they could probably wait for it.
Let's see if you pull the trigger on him.
Okay. I'm going Ricky White.
Interesting.
There we go.
Speedster, 1,400. I know it wasn't much last year, but the 2023 campaign, I believe they will utilize what he 6'1", 184. That's basically me. Okay, just 10 pounds under. All right, they will utilize. They always seem to utilize their weapons, which I love, but I don't love. All right, so I'm gonna go Ricky White. Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle from Maryland, going 133 to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Eagles, of course. Why wouldn't they go Logan Brown, offensive tackle from Kansas at 134? Jalen Lane, the wide receiver from Virginia Tech, going to the Saints. And the New York Football Giants are going to pick Nick Nash. Patty Whack, give a dog a bone at 136. Wide receiver from San Jose State. Jake Brenningstool. Fun name to say. Tight end from Clemson, going to the Seahawks at 137. And let's finish it off with Miles Frazier. Did I see that right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's see what we got here. Who do we have? Dashboard. Nope. Full results. Nope. My draft. All right. Baltimore.
All right.
All right. Mike Green from Edge. Go ahead. You go through your guys here.
All right, so we got the edge rusher out of Marshall, Mike Green, pick 35.
Yeah.
Then came back, pick 65, got the running back from Ohio State, Quinshon Judkins. Yeah. Then we bit back to the Ohio State well at 91 with Denzel Burke, cornerback from Ohio State. Then at pick 99, took offensive guard from Georgia, Dylan Fairchild. Then rounded off this draft at pick 129 with the receiver out of TCU, He's more of an athlete weapon, but we'll call him a receiver. Savion Williams, and we picked up a 2026 second rounder from Tennessee for the Baltimore Ravens.
There you go.
It's pretty good.
All right, let's go over to the Bills. Again, some line work over on a defensive line there, defensive tackle. Tyleik Williams. They always seem to keep the defense rocking and rolling, so we're just going to add to that defense. I know the offense is the main focus and everything, so that's why 56, they picked up Caleb Johnson, the running back, to have right in there. They seem to not always rotate. They have James Cook, but then they use usually a 2 alternate running back room, and I think they want to keep these guys young, and they don't want to pay out the pocket for positions that they don't have to. So I believe
Ty Johnson slander here. Ty Johnson, elite.
There's a story behind that, Kenneth. So 63, they pick up some offensive tackle to keep their king that's getting paid a ransom. He's going to stay upwards. So Marcus Mbow, the Purdue offensive tackle, they're going to get another weapon out of Elijah Arroyo, tight end from Miami. The team up soon enough. Knox is going to be out of there. There's not going to be not everybody's going to stay everywhere forever. And then they have a little bit of wide receiver help. With Ricky White from UNLV, and then 2026 Cleveland's 4th. I'll tell you. So the story is, what do we talk about again?
You're talking about Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson. So we're in a fantasy dynasty, right? You would appreciate this, Kenneth, and I just wanted to, how you just want to shake things up a bit in the chat, right? So I typed in, I said, really, nobody's going to pick up Ty Johnson? This is right when he kind of got picked up by the Bills, right? And I said, really, nobody's going to pick up Ty Johnson after the news? And one dude scooped him up so fast. Nothing was happening with him. And he scooped him up. He said, I got you. And what did he do? He started to shell out after that. I should have never opened my mouth. I should have.
He had some decent games this year.
You did. You did pretty good. All right, Kenneth, tell us about the Bucks.
Hey, I got a defensive head coach, so we're going to attack the defensive side of the ball quite a bit. And what you're looking for Tampa Bay is you're getting younger at some very important positions. Jahai Campbell, versatile edge, can also play that rover linebacker spot, so you can drop him in coverage. Was one of the last linebackers to really be coached by Nick Saban before he retired. So this is a guy who's been trained to play all 3 spots at that position. So Todd Bowles is going to love having a joker like that. Trey Amos, transferred from Alabama, went to Ole Miss, and really developed as a true number 1 type of corner. Todd Bowles, we talked about it, likes to bring that pressure from all different angles on third and long. You got now a corner that can match up with that. Tess Johnson, we know Chris Godwin coming off of some lower body injuries. Tess Johnson gives you something that you just cannot buy, and that is elite speed. Baker, you hit him on target, he can absolutely run, and you got the Hall of Famer on the other side there, Mike Evans. And then once again, going back to the secondary, Jalen Reed, an absolute savant playing that safety spot. You now have bookend safeties to now you can really disguise a lot of coverages with him and Whittenfield in the back end, covering up a lot of things there.
I like this look, Kenneth. Like this linebacker, this corner, this safety is awesome. On top of stacking up that wide receiver room with Mike Evans, McMillan, Godwin. I mean, Godwin healthy, whatever. But you got 4 solids in that room.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I think that's an awesome draft.
Great haul.
This year. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple. We're gonna be doing a couple more of these. As we approach the draft and everything, and I think everybody's giddy and excited and ready to rock and roll for the season because, as we all say, countdown is on. As we always say, football season never ends, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, well, that's all we got for today. And again, take a look at our sponsor, northstashhall.com, for some great mead and some great hot sauce. And we will see you guys next time on the Top Dog Coverage Show. Peace.